Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XI. So I should be asleep again. I'm just killing my sleep schedule, but I blame my fiance. She kept me up with really hot licentious activity tonight. But you'll notice I'm not killing Providence Watcher. I'm also not on Blue Mage right now. And that's because we still don't have enough power to kill Providence Watcher. I've neglected certain things, and Providence Watcher is just really frickin' hard. But more than that, there's other ways for us to get power, and I haven't gone over them. And it's an event in Adoulin called Skirmish. And Skirmish is pretty fun. It's like a little event. You've probably, if you've seen, if you've done anything in Adoulin areas, you'll come across these, faithfuls, leggings and torsos and visages and stuff. Basically, you get these from Reeves, like all the time. And the higher the number beside them, the bigger the skirmish area they'll make for you eventually. But more or less, Skirmish is an event that it just sort of came out, right? It came out during Adoulin. I don't think I was playing the game when it came out. I was still subscribed, but I wasn't here. I wasn't doing it. But basically, you take these visages and these items, these Eudaemon items, and you take them to an NPC in Eastern Adoulin, and you trade them to him, and he's like, okay, you want to do Skirmish? Amazing. Bring me, these items, and you can do Skirmish. And the way we get power from it is there's items inside that drop weapons. And I think the normal Skirmish weapons can be upgraded to like +2, which is I-119, like base. And they're decent if you're like a returning player, but like most people these days consider them to be too much effort compared to like buying a Baled Homestead weapon or anything like that. So they just, don't even bother. And when I came back on my main character, I was like, dude, I get an I-119 weapon? It was before Baled, like, existed. The Baled charity gear, that is. Let's see. Taming the Wilds. I don't wanna... Can I not do this without having done a Wildkeeper Reef? Well, we might have to do a Wildkeeper Reef, which I don't even remember how to do. So I guess maybe I'll look that up, too. I guess it makes sense. They are the apex of Reeves. It's basically Reeves where you fight a mega boss. Although I think we might need to be further in Seekers of Adoulin to actually fight Wildkeeper Reeves. Although it won't affect us being able to do Skirmish, I don't think. But we'll see. Who are you? I don't know you. I can't entrust this harrowing mission of unfathomable secrecy to one whose name means less than sputum to me. Be gone! Hey, sputum is like really thick mucus that you cough up when your chest is congested. It's what makes your loogies greenish, yellow, whatever. Okay, so no Wildkeeper Reef for us, so we won't get our easy Records of Eminence thing. I don't think anyway. Unless there's eh? Oh. And we like haven't even. How far is that? It says complete mission life on the frontier. How far is that into Adoulin? Mission 1 TAC 6. What mission are we on right now? Because this is the next storyline we're doing. Wait, we're already on it? We're already on Life on the Frontier? Oh, okay. Utilize 20 or more imprimaturs on completed coalition assignments. Depending on fame, you'll get this cutscene sooner with less imprimaturs usage. Get Adoulin fame? Ah, dear. We should have a little bit of fame from doing Rune Fencer and Geomancer unlocks, I think. Let's see. Oh, I hadn't. I'm getting way off track here. I was gonna go just do Skirmish. Yeah, you can see we got all sorts of ambuscade gear for Warrior here now. So we actually have halfway decent gear. We're not just buck naked in the woods. I also bought some better gear off the auction house to supplement things, and obviously some accessories are shared from when I splurged for Blue Mage. Kind of got this whole wild warrior style lock going with the Akira Westgate and this other stuff. So I don't think I've done very many imprimatur things at all. Tasks. Undertake. Coalition assignment. Clear the way, I guess. Clear Seekers Battlegrounds. Do a colonization reeve. Use 3, I guess. Okay, so we're just gonna run out and find reeves, I guess. I don't know. If I use up all my imprimaturs and like it's getting late or something, I mean it's already late. I don't know. I'll bounce back and forth. Like we'll try to do all of our imprimaturs, and if we get the cutscene, we get the cutscene. If we don't, we'll just go do a skirmish or two. Like Skirmish is really not hard nowadays, especially with trusts. Let's see. Okay, it's got to be in Seekers Battlegrounds because that's where we're doing this coalition assignment. Hey, Appetent Umbril, I learned blue magic from you a couple weeks ago. I still don't have all my blue magic spells, by the way. I'm missing, like... Ever since I got rid of the level, like, 87 empty monsters and replaced them with the Apex ones, learning the blue magic spells from the empty monsters and the Prometheans is a total pain in the ass. So I have not been doing that. I don't have Winds of Promi, I don't have Occultation, I don't have several good spells. But that's just me, I guess. Come here, Joachim. I don't think I need to be getting all these out. I'm just getting them out for buffs so I can swing faster. Because, like, since we're using imprematures, right, we got to go back and get more, you know, another task from the delegate. Which I know I've burned imprematures before off camera. I just don't remember how many. Or if I just started the thing. I don't know. Whee! Mindless resolution spam, which has been eclipsed by Fencer, apparently. Yeah, I've been looking into all sorts of stuff about the current state of the game. Apparently, due to some of these events where you can't use your sub-job, which is one of the major events for the game since like 2019 or 2018 or something, Warrior has actually been having a lot of builds around using a single sword or club or axe with a shield with as much Fencer gear as possible, because Fencer gives you a huge TP bonus and the Moonshade Earring gives you a huge TP bonus. You basically get TP bonus all the time, and we have completed a coalition assignment. Yay! Which makes Savage Blade ridiculously strong. And then the Ambuscade Sword, when fully upgraded, which takes something like 25,000 Ambuscade Hallmarks, which I've done a lot of Ambuscade this past week. I have like a total of 15,000 Hallmarks that I spent mostly on upgrading armor. And I bought the base sword for Ambuscade and the base greatsword, which is actually what I'm using right now, the Taco Claymore. There's also the Taco Sword or whatever. And basically, you earn these items that upgrade them, and it's like 5 items at a time, but to get 5 of the items costs like 3,750 Hallmarks. So it gets pretty ridiculous pretty quickly. And each stage, requires more. And the weapons get pretty good. They start out item level 119, just bare bones, decently high base damage, but only plus 215 on skill and no other things. And then the next stage is like plus 20 accuracy, a little more base damage, a little more skill. I think it shoots up to like 223 skill or something. Then after that, it shoots up to like, I think plus 30 accuracy. The weapon starts looking respectable. Report on a completed assignment. There you go. Yay, more bailed. Undertake an assignment. Clear the way, please. I'll use 3. Yay. We'll talk to Brenton every time we come back and see if the cutscene starts. I don't think it's going to, actually. Like, this walkthrough on BG Wiki says utilize 20 imprematures, and then it goes on to detail how, like, if you have more Adoulin fame, it takes less, and you have less fame, it takes more. All that shit. And I ain't know nothing about that, so... I mean, I don't know how much Adoulin fame we have. Probably, like, barely any. Like, we have a smidgen of Adoulin fame from doing our, what was it we did? We did, I don't think we go that way to find a reef. We want to go the other way. We did, oh god, what did we do? Rune Fencer and Geomancer. We did their unlock quests, we did their artifact armor quests. And if I would go ahead and take them both into 99, we could do their weapon skill quests for their unique job-specific weapon skills, which more or less takes place of it's a multiple overlapping stand-in for them. It's they basically cover both the mythic weapon skill and relic weapon skill niche, because they have level 3 properties and level 2 properties, and they're associated with the I believe they're called what the fuck do they call them? You know, let's not even get our trust out. Let's just fucking vault the walls. They, ooh, we're being hit. Oh yeah, okay, I should have summoned our trust. What was I thinking? Oh, come on. They just don't want me to be able to retaliate against these butterflies. Yeah, you can't retaliate when being attacked from the side or behind. It has to be in front of you. I'm just gonna... The most pointless use of Brazen Rush in my strikes ever! Yeah, stressed for time, and I don't think we're really gonna get anything else done. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to show off Skirmish. Yeah, you can see that even without trust, like, item level makes you so strong that Reeves are really nothing to you. At least these standard Reeves. Yay, we did it! There's actually rings you get for rewards for Seekers of Adoulin. And one of them is called the Schnednick ring. They're based off the different coalitions. And it gives you plus 18% movement speed, or something like that. And it sounds nice, but I feel like with all the teleportation that's in the game, and the fact that you can mount up just pretty much anywhere, it winds up being kind of whatever. Like, I'd rather get the rings that give me more power. It's like movement speed doesn't do jack for you when you're in a fight for your life. And you're just trying to win, you know. And there's all sorts of rings, too. Like, there's one that gives, like, every type of accuracy, and then, like, I think like +5, and then like every type of attack +20. So, something ridiculous like that. Then there's like another one that's like specifically about like lightning and light elemental magic. And they're all really good for their intended purposes. There's one that gives Treasure Hunter. Yeah, damn right. Okay, Brendan. Oh. Gonna keep doing clear the way. But yeah, someone was saying, like, I love having a ring that's applicable to all jobs. Talking about the movement speed one. And all I think is, like, yeah, it's applicable to all jobs, but, like, half the jobs in the game already have, like, a 12% movement speed by level 75. And that's not that much worse. And even if you have to give up your item level to move faster with those options, you can get those options way before you get that ring. That makes the ring a lot less appealing to me, just because, you know, it's not like a unique thing. There's like another ring that gives like +4, I think. It's either 4 or 5. It sounds unimpressive, but it's like +4 or 5% weapon skill damage or something like that, and then it gives regain +5 and something else to do with TP. It's called the Carrier Ring, and I think it's gonna be the one I go after. Just for the simple fact that the regain effect on it, even though it's very small, it's 5 TP per tick, which, you know, we're operating, you know, like that would take 600 ticks to fill your TP bar. But it fills your TP bar at all times. So, like, if you had to AFK or something, or, you know, like, you really needed to start a fight with TP, you could just sit there and wait, and it would build for you. But more than that's the weapon skill damage. From what I understand, you kind of reach a point where, not that stats don't matter, but that, like, for certain weapon skill builds, the weapon skill damage plus is just way more valuable, especially after you get, like, master levels and stuff. So it's kind of like a long con sort of thing. You know, before we find the Reeve, it would behoove me to actually just get the trusts out, right? Come on, Matsui. You hit really hard, and I don't know if you're going to be permanent or not. Oh, that person is being chased by an Umbril. They don't seem to care, though. Since we don't really need healers, I'm just going to go all damage dealing. So it's our bards to buff us with haste song, our corsair to buff us with corsair rolls, and King of Hearts to buff us with haste 2 and debuff the enemy of Dia 3, and then Matsui P to skill chain with us and magic burst. Not that we really need all that, it's just might as well make it go quick. I wish I could tell from wide scan what was a Reeve enemy and what was not. You get messages in the log about where Reeves begin, but only when they first start or whatever. So, like, Reeves will set up until someone kills them. That's their entire point. Is they're impediments to the land. Like, the Adoulin expansion, you know, like, it's supposed to be about pioneering. This is what you do. You go out and you tame the land by, you know, cutting through it. And you have to first get these key items that actually let you damage the Reeves or, you know, traverse the zone. And then the dungeon content, for the most part, at least until we get to later Seekers of Adoulin. Oh, Knotted Root. Yeah, that would be. We can tell. We can tell. We know that that's only in Reeves. But yeah, later in Adoulin, there's more of an inside focus with like an actual dungeon instead of just overworld. But you know, like. When we do Skirmish, you'll kind of see, we kind of like go inside of like a, I don't know, pocket dimension or something like that. It's weird. It's weird Final Fantasy 11 bullshit. Get them, guys. These roots are demons. Use all my job abilities at once to completely slow down my what you call it. Not even gonna bother. I love Resolution. I don't care that that's not the best anymore. Everything in this game has its time in the sun in some form or another. It's not like Resolution is bad either, it's just it's not the best. Which honestly, I don't actually give a shit what the best is. Because if you're not enjoying the game, then there's no reason to play. And if you don't care about what the best is, you enjoy something else, you might as well play with what's fun and take a little bit longer to get things done. Although sometimes it really does help to use what's best. Oh, cool. We can just cruise along to the next bivouac. Awesome. And look, we're getting all sorts of things we could use for Skirmish by doing these reeves. Maybe this video is a little bit more informative than I thought, even if it's not exactly on track. I should have thought about that. I really should have, but I didn't. Quest progression. Ugh. And actually, we can actually just go do Skirmish as far as I know. It's just we won't get the Records of Eminence reward, which is what I actually care about. Because there's actually two types of Skirmish. The original type of Skirmish has you actually upgrade the weapons. Like, I think they start out at item level 100, and you upgrade them to like item level 109, and then to item level 119. And that was like a big step back in the day. Now it's, you know, that progression is seen as, you know, unworthy or whatever, or, you know, not worth your time. But oh, damn it, Brent. Undertake assignment, please. Clear the way. I'm gonna sneeze. I didn't get the mic away in time. I'm sorry. Ugh. Might sneeze again. Probably turn the mic away though if I feel like it's coming. Let's see. Reeve just appeared over there, so I'm gonna go here. But yeah, so normal Skirmish is done with just the visage, the torso, and the leggings. And it makes an area, a pocket dimension area, for you to fight monsters in. And you've got an objective. Like, sometimes the objective is defend a tent for like 20 minutes. Other times, for other areas, it's kill like 40 monsters or something like that. You have a time limit. And monsters inside of the place can just drop the weapons we're after, actually. Well, weapons for regular Skirmish, that is. But then there's a second type of skirmish that they came out with called Alluvian Skirmish. And in an Alluvian Skirmish, the weapons that you get from Alluvian Skirmish are just automatically item of 119. And they can drop from the notorious monsters that are in there that pose a bit more of a challenge than the ones in regular Skirmish. But if I remember right, you get items. You get Moogle coupons from Records of Eminence for doing regular Skirmish and for doing Alluvian Skirmish. And the Moogle coupon for regular Skirmish gives you an item of a 119 plus 2 weapon, which are considered garbage by today's standards, but it's still an item of a 119 weapon, so in my opinion it's nothing to sneeze at. And then the coupon for Alluvian Skirmish gives you an I-119 weapon, most of which are still talked about in guides, I believe, because they were once the best weapon in the game for their respective weapon type. Oh, Lair Reef, we might as well kill it because it might. It'll get us buffs. It might complete our assignment. I don't know if it has to be colonization or if it has to be, or if it matters. But if we try to skip this, we'll get locked out of entering Reeves for like 5 minutes or something. So might as well. Okay, it doesn't seem like it completed our assignment, so. Guess we'll go north? I don't know. Maybe we should have picked gather materials. I don't even know what I gotta do for gather materials, honestly. I would assume I go out here and log, and it's annoying and it might take a while. But, wait a second, Floodplain Spider, isn't that... Well, I don't know if that's actually a, whatever. Oh, also we got this new Beastman type out here in Adoulin. They're lizardmen called the Velk. I've learned a couple blue magic spells from them. Saurian Slide and, I think it's Gluttonous Dart or something like that. Neither spell seems to be really that worthwhile, but, hey, it's blue magic for you. Oh, okay, it was another Lair Reef. I was like, that sounded like a Reeve monster name. And it's like, it was, but not the type of Reeve you want. Man, at this point I'm kind of sad that I bought, you know, they're really cheap, but we already have like 2/3 of a skirmish set without even specifically going for that. We're just trying to get our imprimatur is spent. It's actually probably a good thing though that we're being forced to do this, because the Wildkeeper Reeve that we'd have to do to get our row objective advanced, they cost quite a lot of Veiled in order to actually get the key item to participate. Because back in the day when Adoulin first came out, the Wildkeeper Reeves, they were the first things to drop. I believe it was item level 106 weapons, which were phenomenal back in the day. People were like, oh my god, that's the best weapon I've ever seen. It's insane. And to some extent, that was just the truth. Like, some of the like I think there was a hand-to-hand weapon that came out, and it was like, I think it was the second string of item level that came from Wildskeeper Reeves. Yeah, item level, yeah, it was item level 119. Wait. Okay, I'm thinking of something else. Either way, these hand-to-hand weapons came out, and people were like, holy crap, those are fucking amazing. Those are the best weapon in the entire game. They weren't thinking when they made those. Monk is OP, Monk is OP. And it really did feel like that. But later on, they rebalanced other weapons to be just as OP, more or less. I think, anyway. I could be wrong. Monk might have really strong auto attacks, which people don't really seem to care about these days. That phase of combat doesn't seem to be, except in a few cases, seem to really matter a ton. Okay, so that just like an open area with a lot of monsters. Yeah, it's not a Reeve. Back in the day, completing even just a couple of Reeves would have taken quite a while. Because, like, Adoulin came out at 99 cap, but didn't have item level yet. And before item level, Reeves weren't really, like, super duper difficult. It's just you needed a couple people. And, they went on for a lot longer. And, there was like a lot of people who would just come dance or sub and sit at the edge of a Reeve, and they would just fight the monsters instead of breaking the roots. The idea being, they were going to get as much EXP and bailed from each Reeve as possible, and the Reeves, like, as long as they don't end, you keep getting evaluated every few minutes. And if you've done a lot of damage or healed a lot of damage or whatever, then you get more bailed and EXP. And people's minds in this game always gravitate towards the best way to grind. And so, like, oh, I just need bailed, and if I kill the Reeve, then the Reeve has a cooldown, but if I just let the Reeve spawn monsters in again and again, I'll just get, I'll just get to, fight endlessly, get an endless amount of bail, checkmate. But of course, people would come along and kill the Reeve because you need to kill them eventually. I think eventually your evaluation caps out, but it takes a while. Man. I just want to Reeve. Go figure. I have the means to kill the Reeves. The Reeves are no effort, and now they're just not here because they're not really in my way. I remember when Adoulin first came out, my girlfriend at the time played the game with me, and she wanted to go exploring everywhere, and I also wanted to go exploring everywhere. And we wanted to see how far we could explore without getting the key items required to break through the roots of reefs. And I think basically you can go all throughout Seekers Battlegrounds and the Yasi hunting grounds without much issue. And you can get to the caverns. In the south, there's the Certus caverns, which are like blue and mossy and full of squishy blue things called aquixes, and as well as aquans like crabs and fish. And if you go north through the Yasi hunting grounds, you'll go through the I think it's called Mo Gates or something like that. It's it's like a lava cavern with a bunch of lizards, like raptors. There's a unique red Adoulin type raptor with like a frohawk, mohawk or whatever. It's like a fleshy mohawk, honestly. It's like a head crest, I guess. And then there's and you can get through both those caves without through one of their exits without the key items for demolishing roots, which you get in Seekers Battlegrounds for basically walking into a reef and then going back to the guy. And yeah, so you go to the more basalt fields, Mo Gates, Certus caverns, the hunting grounds, the battlegrounds, and south of Certus caverns is it's called like Foray de Initial or whatever, Hinatiel. That's basically a river that's poisonous. It's purple. It reminds me of the Doman River that Kefka poisons in Final Fantasy VI. And basically you have to get a key item there that requires... It's like Umbral something, Twitherum something, and something else. And he makes you a watercraft, and then you can cross the river at certain beach points. And it's a good time. It's a good time. Man, I really should have gone with obtain materials or whatever. I'm not seeing any reefs. Well, we've killed like 3 lair reefs now, but we need a colonization reef. And we're like 45 minutes into this recording. We haven't done Skirmish. And it's like 2 AM now, and I should be in fucking bed. Oh dear. Final Fantasy 11, ruining my sleep schedule my entire life, ever since I started playing it. Which actually came in really handy in the Navy. My sleep schedule was already so fucked up when I joined the Navy that, like, other than the first 24 hours where I wound up actually being awake for like 72 hours straight due to the excitement of the big life change and being required to stay awake 24 hours once you first hit boot camp, I had no problem with the long hours and night shifts and whatnot. It's like, oh yeah, I can stay awake, you know, standing up, you know. Or well, I guess that's not much of an achievement. I can stay awake laying down. But I do know that I never had any trouble with it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, I thought that rock that was coming up was roots for me to kill. Man, never have I wanted a reef to spawn so badly. Also, fun fact about the lair reef nests. I think I told you about it back when I did it at the 75 cap, but you can come to since you come to Adoulin at level 30, like any of the other areas in the game, even though you wouldn't be able to do much of anything. Apparently, Puppet Master's puppet, you can cause it to attack lair reef lairs, and as long as you don't do anything else or don't get aggroed by the monsters, you can go stand off to the side, you thumb up your ass, and your puppet will solo the entire lair reef, and you will get puppet skill ups the entire time as well. And it makes it a really easy way to cap out your puppet's skills that are, you know, on the back burner. A lair reef has started at F9. I don't care about lair reefs. I want a colonization reef. Yoo-hoo! Colonization reef! Sure would be fun if you showed yourself. Yeah, more or less my point with doing this episode wasn't actually really to kick off Adoulin like this. It was to show off Skirmish, because I was going to get the Skirmish Greatsword and try Providence Watcher with the Zerging in mind. But, oh well, here we are. Just waiting on reefs to happen. I swear to God, like, you don't want the reefs to be up, and they'll be up like at every intersection. You want the reefs to be up, and they're just not. They're just not. Of course, I suppose it doesn't really help that much that anyone can just face roll them with trusts, and so even if they did come up, you know, like, if someone else is riding along killing these while we're looking for them, we might be kind of boned in that regard, because it's just sort of like, well, yawn, yawn, yawn. Well, there, we even started at F7. Oh dear, I almost just passed out at sitting up. I'll try going to Bivouac 3 one more time and seeing if there's a reeve near there at this point, but I don't think there is. I think we're kind of SOL. He'll bite the bullet. I could probably at least show you the Skirmish NPC that we gotta trade stuff to. Oh god, excuse me. Okay, we're looking for a guy named Ostan. I think he's like over near the god statue, basically. Bernay Joie, Yosil, Janapir, yep, Ostan, okay. Or Austin, I don't know. I ain't never seen no whippersnapper with your face in these parts. Say, mightn't you have come across any simulacrum segments while you were out thick-thwacking through eastern Ulbuka? What you say, sonny? You ain't know what simulacrum segments are? Why, there's 3 of a kind. You got your hands, your torsos, and your legs. Or heads, rather. Putting them together's the hard part, though. Most young'uns say they ain't got no time to learn how. Me, though, I got all the time in the world. In fact, my middle name may be Time. Wait, but what was my last name? Anyway, I makes my living off tinkering with simulacra. I'd be happy to build one for you if you're willing to slip me something in return and listen to how I done finished up a doozy of a cracklaw once. You ain't gotta doubt me none with them eyes of yours, little lad. I know these are your property. I ain't gonna steal them. Okay, so basically that's the straightforward spiel. He wants visages, right? So we're gonna give him these 3s. Because we don't care. This head, that torso, these legs, I think I'm gonna need 900 gil for this job. Okay. Hold your chocobos, young'un. You can't rush genius. Okay. And can I go ahead and assemble the Alluvian Skirmish one? So we'll find out. Alluvian Skirmish comes with putting a Eudaemon item in with it. Oh, nothing happened. Okay, so we've been cockblocked. Much like how we were cockblocked by not having a reeve to kill in Tzak Battlegrounds. Sad panda. Honestly, I don't think I should even go in there yet since I can't have the I guess it's under intermediate. Yeah, I don't have the objective. But basically, since it's Rala one, let's see. I don't think they ever gave Skirmish its own key item list. Yeah, statue assembled from 3 different segments that Grant its bearer access to skirmishes and Rala waterways. So basically, that's the instant zone of Rala waterways. We go down there, we find a oral conveyor, you know, one of the teleporter things, except it's like augural conveyor and it's covered by like black and red butterflies. And we touch it because we have the key item. We can go to Skirmish, and then we do Skirmish, and we get stuff, namely weapons. But not till next time, I guess. For now, I guess we just head back out to Seekers Battlegrounds and see if we can't get a reef to pop up so we can get our imprimatur spent so that we can get cutscenes. I weep for the continuity of my Let's Play a little bit. Although, I guess it's not like beating Provenance Watcher is actually important these days. You don't really get anything good other than the satisfaction of having finished another storyline, however small it might be, and knowing that you're better than all the monsters in Void Watch. But that's about it. Colonization Reef has begun at H8. We're at H8. We're at H8. Come on. Yes. Excellent. I don't care who we grab, just grab a bunch of trust and go. Also, there's more trust we can get. I should probably actually do another video after this to get some of the trusts that we can get now, because we can actually get the Archangels as trusts at this point. And some of them would be really good to have. I don't know if they'd be good for beating Provenance Watcher with, mind you, but it is something else, you know, to show off. It's related to doing high-tier battlefields as well, which is another type of item level content for a few years that was like, at first it was the bomb diggity, it was the most important thing to do. And like everything else that has happened over the last decade, it quickly became not the best thing to do. Because something else came out that superseded the power that you got from doing it. But yeah, we actually already have some of the oh, brain, I know you're tired. You're very tired and I need to go to sleep, but I don't even remember what I was talking about. Fantastic. Yay. Alright, the high-tier battlefields, Archangels as trusts, and their weapons. Yeah, we actually have a few of the Archangel weapons already. Like, we have this Anahira sword, that's Archangel Elvan's sword. We have the Anahira blade, which is the Great Katana from the Galka. And we actually got those via A-Man Trove with my alt when I was doing A-Man Trove on him, and I deboxed them to Calm Wind so he could have them, have decent starting weapons. Alright. So if this doesn't cinch us the next cutscene, I mean, I guess, like, we can grab more prematures again and see if a colonization reef will start somewhere else. Yo, task delegator. Okay, Brenton, tell me. Aww. Is that who I'm supposed to talk to? Let's see. Okay, I don't want to do procure. I'm just going to do clear the way again. 3, please. I've gotten prematures to do. This guide is offering alternatives for quests to do to get fame so that you don't have to use as many prematures. I wonder if you could do it in reverse order though. Ah, well. These are our last prematures anyway, and I think they recharge at a rate of like, I think it's like 1 premature every 8 hours or something. So it's like 3 a day or something. And then obviously they only go up to 15 for us right now. I think after Rhapsodies, like most things, they become really fast, but I could be wrong. I don't really remember or know. Yeah, not seeing it. This would be a lot less annoying if we could get, you know, a task in like Galaxy Hunting Grounds at least. Or if, you know, colonization reef would just like spring out of thin air. Oh man, over an hour? Oh, I did not intend for this. Might just need to call it here or something. If I can't find a colonization rate to kill real quick, and then see if, you know, like we might not even have the imprimatures anyway. Of course, I'd hate to kill it and then like try talking to him to see if it does anything, and then be forced to record. So go selfish interest. He fell asleep in my chair again. Oh, come on. Okay, well, unfortunately, I just don't have all night, and you don't either, and I'd love to show off Skirmish, mainly the reward again. It's just, I want you to know where I'm getting the reward, you know, like stuff I'm getting, that way, you know, should you choose to You can learn blue magic from those Ungwitters. They teach Silent Storm and Anvil Lightning. And I thought for sure that Silent Storm, I read that it's supposed to be really powerful and good at silencing everything. And I read that Providence Watcher was silenceable, so I thought, oh, blue has this easy peasy. And did blue have it easy peasy? No. I didn't macro my weapon skill gear in. I was a foolish fool. Yeah, there's not another colonization reef here in Czech, so I think we have to call it for now. And I guess next time I'll either have done a bunch of repetitive quests where you trade in butterfly wings to this one guy, or I'll have used just enough in prematures to get the next cutscene. But yeah, I don't have anything left in me for tonight. So thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day. And next time we'll hopefully do a Wildkeeper Reeve and then also do Skirmish. So please look forward to it.